Today, we're going to deal with the biggest problem. The crux of the problem, if you like, in every single marriage. I think we all agree that if you want to solve a problem, you don't deal with the symptoms. You deal with the problem. For instance, if your legs start swelling and you start feeling tiredness, it is not advisable to deal with the swollen legs or even the tiredness until you find out what is causing this. And in most instances, you'll find that the main problem is quite far away from your legs, your feet, your swollen feet, or even from your tiredness. Let me give you an example from marriage. A problem that many of you who are listening to this may be facing. You'll hear a man complain that his wife has no time for him. And if you talk to his wife, she'll bitterly complain how he no longer treats her the way he used to treat her when they were newly married. She will tell you, in those days, he was very considerate. He would surprise me with small gifts. But now, mambo yamebadilika. Now, if a couple came to me with that kind of complaint, I would not be fooled by the smokescreen. Yes, because what we're talking about here is a smokescreen. These are not even symptoms. These are things which are similar to symptoms. And I would know what the main issue is. And I assure you, the main issue is only one. Mambo ya kitanda. It is really very simple. If things are okay in the bedroom, they cannot possibly go wrong anywhere else. Period. Now, before I give you my suggested solution, let me tell you something very shocking. Indeed, let me reveal to you, where this problem, was escalated. Somebody did something to make this problem worse. Somebody did something to promote this problem in marriages. Oh yes, believe it or not, that is the truth. Now, just a handful of years ago, I'm not telling you what this thing is, but I'm telling it to you in the form of a story. You know how I discovered this amazing truth. Shocking truth, actually. Just a handful of years ago, I used to get very proud and very happy going somewhere with my wife, and she was dressed in something very short, something very revealing. I felt proud, when all those men stared and couldn't get their eyes off her. I don't know what craziness came over me. Maybe I was happy that they were acknowledging my taste. In other words, they were saying, Chris, you have excellent taste. I don't know what it was. Anyway, my point is, today, I would never do the same. Never ever. Now, let me very quickly try and explain why. Now, on your screens right now, you can see a scripture from the Holy Bible. And it is very clear, unless you deliberately don't want to understand it. When other people look at your wife with lust and desire, they have slept with her. Spiritually speaking, they have had that which is reserved only for you. Or at least, it's supposed to be. Now, your wife dresses in some short, skimpy dress to go to work. She wears something that makes her very desirable in the eyes of men in the office and those who visit the office. And so, we know what will happen in the office the whole day, spiritually. She'll be heard by any number of men, 3, 5, maybe even 20 if the office is busy. Now, let's be realistic. When she gets home in the evening, will she feel like she's in any mood? yeah, to be with the husband? No way. In fact, chances are that the whole experience will be so draining that by the time Saturday arrives, she'll need the whole weekend to try and recover. Not the whole weekend to be with the husband, the whole weekend just to recover. And then Monday, she starts it all over again. Now, do you expect such a marriage to be a happy marriage? Do you expect such a marriage to survive the lockdown you've just been through? A man is dressed very smartly, the husband. Okay? Now, these instances are fewer, but they're there, so I must mention them. And he's smart with his suit and tie. Everything is okay. But then he has discovered there's a certain perfume which drives ladies crazy. And it's a bit expensive, but that's what he likes to wear. Yeah? It just makes a woman start to feel weak in the knees, if you know what I mean. And to make matters worse, he's the boss. Now, I don't want to go into this topic because it's a very big topic. Yeah, but let me just say this. There's something about a woman and the boss. There's some certain feelings, bedroom feelings, that are generated by a boss in a woman. Yeah, just call it animal instinct. And so this man is boss over many women. And therefore, at the end of the day, when he goes home to his dear wife, do you seriously expect him to be in the mood? Because he has had so many women in the office, spiritually. Or rather, so many women in the office have had him. You know, in the early days of the Kumekucha brand, actually the Kumekucha blog, one day I was chatting with this lady who was one of our main political informants, for a certain part of the country. She used to give us information. And she was this kind of lady who was very free. She never used to hide anything. And for her day job, she used to work in a certain very busy office. And one day she confessed to me that actually things got so hot for her, let me talk with wisdom, that she had to go to the ladies to relieve herself. Not to relieve herself the usual way, to relieve herself in another way. The way one would do in a bedroom. So you have been busy in this office, and ladies have been doing all kinds of things in the ladies, etc., etc. What do you expect you'll be like at the end of the day? Now, I'll tell you what usually happens. Because it's more extreme than in the case of a lady. This man is going to find his wife very boring, and is going to look for some excitement that is over and above that which his wife can provide. He won't know it, but subconsciously, he'll be looking for those women who are rushing to the ladies during the day. And of course, some of them are married women. He can't find them. And that is the beginning of the end of a very happy marriage. That is the beginning of the end of a relationship between two people who really care for each other. The only problem is that they live a modern life. A woman has to look good in the office. A man has to smell nice in the office. Kumekucha, stop trying to bring us things of the 50s and 60s. Zimepitwa na wakati. That kind of thing. My strong advice for a single lady and even for married ladies, be very careful how you dress. Let people laugh at you. Let people say you've become a nun. But make sure nobody has you the whole day. Except the one who has a legal right to have you. You know, these bedroom manenos are more spiritual than most of us want to realize. And they cause a lot of chaos in our lives without us realizing what is happening. You see, these encounters leave a spiritual chain, a spiritual link that chains you to the person you've done it with. And even before we get to this topic of handle today, there's the baggage the woman and the man brings into the union, to the marriage union. the baggage from the past. Yeah, and we're going to handle that in the next video, how to deal with that. But today, I advise you to review. Yeah, review very urgently how you dress in the office, how you dress when you go out to do business, especially if you're married. Yeah, but even if you're single, this is important. Now, in case you're a housewife, don't think you're safe. Yeah, there's another way this thing happens. It happens through social media. So you spend your whole day on social media, yeah, being heard by other men, and then you don't understand why you cannot turn your desire for your husband like a tap, why you can't turn it on in the evening. Well, at least today, you know there's a spiritual reason. I'm sure you've heard of something called soul ties. My brothers, my sisters, soul ties are real. They're very real. And they're utterly devastating and damaging to any marriage or relationship. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.